let's talk about Gohan's where Gohan is currently as far as his power level. Let's talk about where Gohan is going, especially during this arc in Dragon Ball Super Tournament of Power, and we're gonna address some leaks that recently came out. Neverworld made a video about it. I may link that video in the description so you can see what I'm talking about. But it's a leak that suggests that Gohan is going to be getting his ass kicked in, I think it's episode 80 of Dragon Ball Super, where he's fighting one of those wolf guys. And I've been seeing a lot of comments about this. Some of the Gohan, some of the Gohan fans are saying, like, come on, bro, like, they keep messing with Gohan and they're upset. To you guys, I gotta say, chill out. Like, let me explain what's probably gonna happen here, what's going on. And to the guys who are hating on Gohan, who are saying Gohan is trash anyway, like, yo, get off my video, get off this video. And if you're subscribed, unsubscribe. Like, I'm not even trying to talk to you right now. You know what I mean? We're not about that. So, all right, so let's jump in. Let me start off with this information, with that video that Neverworld was talking about. It talks about Gohan gets sprayed with some sort of wolf pheromone or something like that, which blinds him. And he cannot sense the ki of the wolf because of that, right? So what? And then it says Gohan starts getting his ass kicked pretty much. He's getting smacked around and stuff. So what? How many fights have, Goku been in, Vegeta been in, and they get smacked around? Like, and then they come back and win the fight. I mean, every fight is like that, right? If they're fighting anyone who's even remotely close to their power level, and even people who are lower than their power level. For God's sakes, when Trunks came back from the future during the Goku Black arc, and Goku Black followed him right after, Goku fought Goku Black. Do you remember that? Goku Black was he didn't even unlock Super Saiyan yet. And Goku was getting pushed back a bit. Like, Goku got punched into a mountain and all this stuff. You know what I mean? And Goku had God Ki in his pocket. He didn't even activate it. Like, he was fighting him at Super Saiyan 2 or something like that. Or Super Saiyan 3, I can't remember. But it's like, that's not a big deal seeing a Z-Warrior get smacked around a bit. Like, that's just what they do in fights. You know what I mean? And let me put it this way. If you're a gamer, you're going to understand what I'm going to say. When you are fighting trash people, let's say you play a video game, and you are, you're trying to get your friend to start playing with you, but your friend is trash. Your friend can't even walk in a straight line. Let's say you're semi-pro, you're pro, whatever. You're going to be sitting there, you're going to be playing against your friend. Of course you're going to be better than them, right? But you're not going to be able to pull out that potential that you would if you were fighting against someone, if you were playing against someone who was on your level or higher. In fact, you'll probably notice if you keep playing with your trash-ass friends that you're going to get trash as well. Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to be pulling out quick scopes and all this crazy stuff. So it's like that. It's like these guys that Gohan are fighting right now are not top tier dudes, in my opinion, all right? And I could be proven wrong. I'm making some statements here that we don't know for a fact yet. So I could be proven wrong, and if I'm proven wrong, I'll admit that. But I'm pretty certain these guys are not the end-all of this arc. We're not fighting the strongest guys from this arc right off the bat in a preliminary. We're just not doing that. So, Gohan is fighting these guys. This is his first fight back from training with Piccolo for a bit, and he's going to get smacked around a bit. Even at the end of that video, with Neverworld, and the end of that information, that leak, it ends with a butt. Like, it wasn't like Gohan got smacked around and lost the fight and then he's out of the tournament. No, it ends with a butt, right? And that's because now Gohan is going to employ some of the stuff that he's been practicing or whatever. And Gohan is going to beat that guy. That guy who sprayed him with pheromone or whatever it is, he is going to lose to Gohan, period. Like, I guarantee that. So, let's chill out. That information doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't help you understand where Gohan's power level is. That was a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I had to address that real quick. I'm going to try to condense overall where Gohan is currently. Currently, Gohan is somewhere between Mystic Gohan and Super Saiyan 2, right? So I would put Gohan roughly, I think Mystic Gohan was around the level of Super Saiyan 3, right? Probably a little bit stronger. I would put Gohan right now at around his max potential is around Super Saiyan 3. Okay? So that's it. That's where Gohan's power level is currently as far as what he's proven to be capable of in the series. Yeah, he's lost a lot of that ability. I mean, he even looks a lot less muscular and stuff like that. But as you're going to find out in a little bit, I'm going to explain how Gohan power works. Because Gohan and half Saiyans in general, their power in the Dragon Ball series works differently than full-blooded Saiyans, right? And I made another video about this that's going to explain everything that I'm going to be referencing in detail. And it's on my channel. It's called Why Half-Blooded Saiyans Are Stronger Than Full-Blooded Saiyans. I'm going to link that in the description as well. You can watch that. It's going to give you a full explanation. I don't have enough time in this video to go through all the points again, okay? But I'm going to touch on it a lot. The way Gohan powers work is that Gohan is already strong. Gohan does not train to become stronger. Gohan has a well of power within him, and what he trains to do is pretty much learn how not to so much expand that well, but learn how to properly tap into that well. Okay? And here's the best example I can give you. To anyone that reads DC Comics, Gohan is a lot like Superman. At first, Superman could breathe in space. He always could breathe in space, right? Mentally, Superman view himself as a human being, right? So when he would go into space, if you watch like the old Superman cartoons and stuff, he would wear like a tank, like a face mask kind of thing, right, to get oxygen, because he had convinced himself that he couldn't breathe in space, right? And until he was able to get over that mental block of like, dude, you're not human, like, you know what I mean? You don't need oxygen to survive, right? Until he was able to get over that mentally. Now he flies around in space. He doesn't give a shit, right? He didn't have to train to do that. He didn't have to train to increase his physicality in order to do that. The physical, what is necessary for him already existed. You know, it was mental. It was all a mental understanding of who he is to help him get to that, to help him, you know, fly through space without needing an oxygen tank. Now, a human being, it doesn't matter how much we think we can breathe in space. We do not have the physical makeup to do that, right? We will just die, right? So that's the difference. Gohan, when Gohan trains, right? Gohan so much doesn't train to increase his sort of physical his physical capabilities. That is part of it. He does need to be physically fit. He does need to increase his reflexes and things of that sort, right? But as far as growing his ki, that is not the reason why Gohan trains. Let me give you an example of what I mean. When Gohan defeated Cell, and you get that iconic shot of him and Goku doing the Kamehameha together. Goku was not physically there, obviously, right? Gohan had one arm. He was about at 50% of his power. I think it was less than 50% actually, because he was playing around with Cell and he got damaged. And Goku started telepathically talking to Gohan, right? All that happened was Gohan had already given up. He had said, he was saying to himself, hey, I played around too much. Now I'm going to lose. Everyone's going to die. He had already given up, right? And because he recognized he was less than half of his own strength, right? Goku came in, and the reason why that iconic shot exists is because Goku was giving Gohan that mental push. That mental push of Gohan, no. Like, you are stronger than this. Like, I know you're stronger than this. Not just mentally, but physically, you're stronger than this. Even at half your power, you are still stronger than Cell. You can still defeat Cell, right? And yeah, the other Z Warriors jumped in and hit Cell here and there. Most of them were just like flies to Cell, except Vegeta, I think, who actually did a little bit of damage. But Gohan still had enough physical power to defeat Cell, to overcome him, right? The only thing that was stopping him from doing that was his mental, was his way of thinking, his way of looking at himself and the world. You understand? So in the same way, that Goku doesn't win fights like that. Goku is an idiot, but Goku employs a lot of strategy when he fights. A lot of time, Goku will do some sort of distraction, and then he gets that physical strength from like a spirit bomb or something like that. Or he uses a power-up that he's been storing, and then he unleashes that physical strength, and it only lasts a certain time. Gohan, on the other hand, he already has that physical strength, and all he has to do is mentally get through his mental blocks to access it. I hope that makes sense. Why is that important? That's important because that means Gohan does not have to train with someone who is physically stronger than him, because he isn't necessarily training for the purpose of physically becoming stronger or growing his ki. He needs to train with someone who is mentally superior to him, if that makes sense. So that's why Gohan can still get a lot of value from training with Piccolo. Gohan could train with someone like King Kai or Master Roshi, someone with a lot of wisdom, a lot of fighting wisdom, and gain an incredible amount of progress very quickly, in the same way that Trunks did when Trunks trained with Vegeta. All Gohan needs to do is pretty much change his outlook on a fight to unlock his power. He doesn't need to physically train in the same sense that Goku and Vegeta does. I'm not saying he doesn't need to physically train at all. Yes, he does, but not to the extent that Goku and Vegeta need to. So what kind of power-up can we expect from Gohan by the end of this arc, the Tournament of Power arc? We are going to see a power-up where Gohan is close to or above where Goku and Vegeta, where they are now as Super Saiyan Blue gods. It may not necessarily be he gets blue hair. That may not be the case. It may be something similar to where when everyone was a Super Saiyan, Gohan got Mystic Gohan, and his hair was still black, but he was fighting on a Super Saiyan 3 level. But listen, if you're doubting this, if you need more proof, there is a reason why when strong people run into Gohan, they acknowledge his hidden power. It's not a coincidence. Even Champa recently, they were playing baseball or whatever. Gohan got hit with a ball from Goku from Super Saiyan Blue, and Champa looks at him and goes, "Holy shit! Like, you're pretty tough, aren't you?" Like, he didn't say that to Yamcha.
Gohan is also the OG of
he didn't
half
say that
Saiyan.
To Krillin. He said it to Gohan.
He is,
you know what I mean?
Original
Gohan is
half
a
Saiyan,
sleeper cell,
and pretty
right?
much sets the
Gohan is a
template
sleeper cell
for what half Saiyans are capable of. Again, I went into this a bit more in that video that's linked in the description. When we were first introduced to Future Trunks, he was way stronger than Gohan. By the time Trunks was ready to go back to the future, Gohan was way stronger than him. It wasn't even a contest. In fact, it was Gohan who motivated Trunks. It was Gohan who showed him what half Saiyans like himself are capable of. Now, if Trunks was able to achieve a power-up that is around the same level or higher than Super Saiyan Blue, and Gohan was Trunks' sensei, there's no reason why Gohan won't be able to do the same thing, especially if he's backed into a corner. So, I think it's fair to expect a power-up of that sort for Gohan. I think it's going to be one of the coolest power-up this season because it may not be Super Saiyan Blue. It might be something similar to what we saw with Trunks, except it might just be perfected, or it might be further along. In the same way that, oh my God, and let me just say this for a second. In Dragon Ball Z, all the Saiyans had sort of their own little version of Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta and Trunks had this bulky version that was, too slow. Even though they had around the same amount of power, same amount of ki as Super Saiyan 2. Goku was a little bit closer in that he was smaller. He was stronger than them. Like, he could spar with Perfect Cell, but he couldn't take him out, right? But Gohan was the one who did that perfect mesh, right? That perfect mesh of speed and strength and ki, etc., etc. Trunks said that, right? If you go back and watch that episode. How perfect would it be if Gohan's power-up is something similar, right? Where Gohan is the one who perfected what Trunks started, right? Where his power-up of using God Ki with Super Saiyan ability, that sort of mixture. How reminiscent of that Cell fight would that be? Wouldn't it be so awesome if they throw flashbacks in there of Gohan doing that and then doing the same thing again during this arc? I get goosebumps thinking about it. I think it's so perfect. I think it'll be so perfect. So yeah, I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited. Gohan is back. Don't listen to the haters. I guarantee by the end of this tournament arc, we're going to see a sexy power-up from Gohan. And this is something that you could prove me wrong with. If Gohan gets knocked out of the tournament or he dies halfway through or something of that sort, then I'll be wrong, right? So you could come back to this video in a year and a half, and you could say, hey, you were wrong. But if you guys agree, let me know in the description. If you like this video, hit it with a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, feel free to give it a thumbs down. I just want to get a discussion going. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are excited about Gohan. Let me know if you guys think he's going to die. Let me know if you guys think he's going to get through the tournament. That's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the discussion. Have a great day.